Obviously, the best way to fix racial discrimination against some minorities is just to discriminate against other minorities, right? That's apparently what Wisconsin thinks. 5 Wisconsinites just filed a lawsuit last week against the state with the help of the Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty. What for? Wisconsin has a minority grant program that gives college scholarships funded by taxpayers to racial and ethnic minority students. The problem is that only some minorities qualify. Others are not eligible, which means the state discriminates on the basis of race in how it distributes the scholarship. The 5 plaintiffs say it's not right that their tax dollars fund a so-called minority scholarship that prefers some minorities, such as Black Americans, Hispanics, and American Indians, over other minorities, such as Chinese, Indian, and Middle Eastern students. And during the 2019 to 2020 academic year, the program doled out nearly $800,000 in taxpayer cash. Now, 2 of the plaintiffs are a biracial couple who pay taxes in the state and whose teenage son won't qualify for scholarship money because his mother is from Thailand, which is not one of the preferred minority groups. This program, which notably discriminates against Asian American students, coincides with widespread anti-Asian bias in college admissions around the country. A 2018 study from the Center for Equal Employment found that elite colleges and universities around the United States routinely discriminate against Asian American students based on their affirmative action quotas. It noted that specifically Harvard University and MIT appeared to have a, quote, ceiling. In August, the Department of Justice also found that Yale University discriminated against Asians and whites in its admission process, in violation of the Civil Rights Act. Yale was actually using information about the race of students to create a multi-step admissions process that wasn't based on merit. And get this, the DOJ concluded that Asian and white students have only 1/10 to 1/4 of the likelihood of getting into Yale as African American students with similar academic credentials. Wisconsin's minority grant program is unconstitutional, plain and simple. But not only that, it's racist. It decides which racial group should get preferential treatment at the expense of other racial minority groups. Maybe we should just stop focusing on race altogether and stop dividing people into categories based on it. But as long as states insist on doing that, let's stop discriminating against certain racial groups just because they don't fit our narrative, and then call it anti-racist. It's not.